Good morning, students. I hope you guys are doing very well. Sorry to bug you right in the morning, but this was something that had to be attended. This was something that had to be brought to light because with the MHCT pressure coming up, this I think is the perfect time for a power packed, motivational, inspirational, yet important video that I have for you. So here I come. But before we begin, if I could just in 1 minute get a confirmation as to whether I am audible or not. So if somebody can be generous enough to write it in the chat box as to my audibility and visibility, we are then good to go. You're in for a ride, a joy ride, because it's a beautifully curated session. If you're losing yourself a little bit and that you want to bring yourself together, this is the session you need to be watching. But of course, I cannot begin till the time I have a confirmation of my audibility. Can you please do the honors of writing it in the chat box so that we may begin with what we have? I will just take a moment to go check and come back, and then is when we begin. Okay, perfect. So, okay, there are a lot of namastes coming in. I don't know what mornings are supposed to be very ritualistic, is that? But all right, now that we are set, let us begin with what we have. Now, we know for a fact that the moment the CLAT gets over, the next big thing that comes up is always the MHCT, which is, of course, followed by a lot of other common entrance examinations. But MHCT is also a huge thing. The kind of colleges that it has to its list are very reputable, and a few of them are so recognized that they might just give, a lot of, they might just give a fight to a lot of second tier and, of course, all of the third tier nationals that we have. So, with that, the kind of, risks and the kind of repute and everything, that is at stake, the bar, of course, raises itself, which is why I am here to help you just jot down and stretch that one extra mile so that your MHCT is, of course, a paper to reckon. And with that, let us begin. So, what I have for you is going to be the last 20 days of MHCT. What are we going to do? We're going to crack it with the three S's. It's going to be strategy, speed, and stamina. You're going to require all of these three things. It's not going to be just one. So hear me out till the end, because this does not only take into regard what you should do, this is also going to help you decide and customize how the next 20 days need to look like. Now, first, of course, how should be the exam strategy? Make sure that you're planning like a sniper, not like a shotgun. You need to have your eyes set to the goal. At this point of time, zero distraction. So you cannot be trying multiple things here and there. You have 20 days, give it all in. Please understand, it is a MCQ heavy examination. MHCT is not about deep thought, it's about quick, confident, and strategic answers. In MHCT, we understand there are a few questions which are very heavy, they're time consuming. Do you really have the time to be able to spend or not? That's going to be something that you will have to decide. The sectional timing is going to be the key. Please be very careful of how you go. You don't even have about good 45 seconds per question. 1 minute by the maths of it, of course, but we have to know that are we really allowed to spend that much time, because some questions take more than a minute for us. I mean, we just get so clogged in that question that we don't want to lift our heads up. But then the other ones, of course, are going to be quicker. So we take a rough figure of about 45 seconds because, of course, you have to mark the answer as well, right? What you should do is split the paper into three halves. You're going to attempt round one में all sitters. Sitters are easy questions. They are those lucrative bait questions which the moment you see, you're like, okay, I know this. So make sure that you finish the sitters first. On to round two, you will get on to questions that are going to have medium difficulty. That is, now you're going to get to maybe questions of analytical reasoning, which are going to be, a tad bit more wherein the application of the mind is going to be required. In round three, Of course, now is when you're going to pick up your time consuming questions. So if you find any on the way, leave it, reserve that, and then come back. Guesswork, yes, but is guesswork always going to help us? Not really. So don't try to be a perfectionist. My favorite phrase, be a marks maximizer. How perfection, I mean, how much of a perfectionist are you will not get you to a college. How much do you score ultimately will. So it's going to be your long-term sight at, what your perfect score is going to be. That is what will land you up in a college. Next, last minute topic revisions that you must make sure. Please make sure you're doing smart pickings and not emotional revisits. Don't be like, oh मेरा ये छूट गया यार, ये मैंने रिवाइज नहीं किया. अरे ये तो समझो कि रिवाइज करने के लिए वो जरूरी भी है कि नहीं. Is it something which is really required or not? So what are you going to focus on? Ratio, percentage, SICI, time paid, mensuration. Make sure you have flashcards or things around you like a big chart paper or something wherein you've jotted down all the shortcuts. DI, of course. In reasoning, you have to get to blood relation, puzzle, Silog series, input, output. English, start again revising, rereading, maybe a couple of times your vocabulary, get onto parajumbles, close test, grammar rules, and of course, how can we forget our RCs? In GK, we know for a fact that MHCT tends to be asking static Maharashtra facts. Please make sure that those are aligned. Recent budget news, there's a lot happening in the news front. So I'm sure you by now must already be, very well aware and very well gripped onto that information. But if you're not, please make sure that that's something that you've pulled up your socks for. Use cheat sheets, one pagers, and flashcards. Now is not the time to open the textbook and keep shuffling pages. Now is the time for you to act smart. So I hope you have post-its and flashcards and chart papers. Have a friend or two wherein you're going to talk and discuss and do the paper likewise. Please avoid bulky books. If it is untouched, skip. Let it be a showpiece. Now is not the time to bring it up. Now, revise what gives you return, not what gives you regret. You don't want to regret with what has happened. You want to have marks at the end of the day. How should your mindset be at this point of time? Always remember, guys, you win it in the mind first before you win it on the paper. If you have a mental confidence of owning the paper and cracking the paper, you are a force to reckon. Nobody can stop you. But if you begin to doubt yourself, if you are at the back foot of confidence, then of course, nobody can help you clear the paper. So please make sure the mindset is very important. So what are the kinds of things you're going to be doing here? Please don't overthink of the scores and the mocks. Now it's done. For this last leg, we only want to push and get better. So focus on the analysis. Please don't figure out, okay, I'm still stuck here. What's going to happen? You don't know. What if it's your lucky day? So don't fret over the marks that are happening. Please avoid peer panic. Don't go about asking your friend, dude, how much have you scored? You don't want to know anything of that sort right now. Please practice mental resets. Take active rest. Do meditation. Go for your walks. Don't just submerge yourself. You're not a submarine who's going to, get into the books. You have to know when to take active rests in between. Visualize tricks. This is a very good technique to do. So when you go for your evening walk or when you're just taking your time off and you're chilling, at that point of time, maybe just force your mind to think that, okay, had I gotten a mensuration question, what are the rules that I have or what are the formulas that I have? Without the book, how much you recollect is what is actually going to help you. Please always remember, those who stay calm in chaos will always rise above the noise. So I picked these motivational lines for a reason so that you're really pumped up with all of this. Next, how are you going to be handling the pressure? Always know, bite-sized confidence beats full-blown anxiety. So we just want an ounce of confidence within us and all of the anxiety will crumble. So it will never be able to fortify in our minds. So break your day into chunks. At this point of time, it's very important, like we understood, strategize. So what are you going to do? You're going to divide the day into your prep, your revision, your mock, and your light activity. However you want the series to be, but these are the 4 chunks in which your day should look like. Avoid screen fatigue. Your energy, you have to go on energy saving mode right now. So if you are into a lot of screen and you are into a lot of apps and stuff like that, no. For 20 days, give it a rest. Only the required ones. Or you can just put them, on archive or just put them on silent. Simulate exam day. At this point of time, maybe once in every 2, 3 days, you might want to sit in a mock wherein you're going to be like, okay, this is my mock. Just go before you try with your mock, stand somewhere for about 15, 20 minutes, visualize, have a proper simulation in the mind that, okay, this is how it's going to look like. I'm going to go to an external scenario, sit there, and then begin with it. So do it like that. Do it with the OMRs so that, that day is not a new day for you. Sleep is equal to strategy. A good 8 hour sleep minimum, non-negotiable, right? Late nights ruin focus. It doesn't mean that if you're a night owl, you need to start sleeping. Whatever works for you. But late nights, as in, we don't want to be up late nights doing nothing. As long as it is constructive work, fine. Counterproductive work, big time zero. It's not about zero fears. Everybody has fears. It's about moving forward despite it. All right, next, what are you going to focus on? The mocks, which is going to be the last leg. Train like you fight. You know your stuff. It's not that you don't know, it's not that you've not done the mocks. So now is the time to push forward. Please target about 7 to 8 mocks minimum in these 20 days of span that we have. Analyze your mocks, the errors and the time wasters. Where are you getting stuck? You can't pick up a new topic right now, but you can always get better with an existing topic. Track what your attempt rate is, what your accuracy is, what are your sectional drop zones, which part of the section, takes down your marks altogether. Mix up your mock strategies, aggressive versus safe. Try, shuffle. On the day of the MHCT, you can't be like, okay, I wanted to do it this way. Try all things and see what works for you. No two people are the same. And ultimately, every mock, please remember, is a dress rehearsal. Don't just act, adapt. So when you figure out and when you see that, okay, this is something that has been troubling me, and if I just change it, resculpt it a little bit, it's going to help me adapt to that strategy, please. Next, it's all about maximizing the marks. So don't chase all questions, chase all marks. So it's not about the number of questions that you do, it's the number of questions that you do correctly. So skip the hard questions. For example, if there's 3 minutes on one puzzle, 4 questions are missed. So you have to know difficult set of questions, throw it towards the end. We'll see if we have time to be able to do it. But you can't spend 4 or 5 minutes for 1 mark. That's not the kind of ROI that we expect. Use options and elimination. Be smart there. Make sure that you have the eliminations. Let the options decide the answer for you and don't get into those lengthy calculations there. Solve the easy sections first to build flow so that your confidence is automatically hoisted. Time saving hacks. If you see the RCs, MHCT में RCs बहुत easy आते हैं. So you can skim through the information, check the questions and just keep flipping onto it. The puzzles are hard, move on. Right? We'll come back to it. Move on. GK, mark and fly. Confidence के साथ. ऐसा नहीं you're just going on and on with whatever it is. Be confident of what you're doing. Right? The topper is not always the smartest. He is always the fastest in MHCT. And the last one is going to be please pump up. This is going to be your shot. You're going to own it. You've done all the heavy lifting. You've been studying for this exam. Nobody is more prepared than you are right now. So no self-doubting at all. Last 20 days, apply what you know. Like we decided, you're not going to start something new. You're only going to make sure that you are going to establish your roots more more firmly. MHCT is in the end, it's a launch pad. Now, this is just, a filler information. Of course, I know all of you guys are going to crack it, but in case it's not happening, please, it is not that, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. There is still more stuff. You versus your hesitation, period. Always remember. So it's either you or your hesitation. And of course, I know it in my heart that you guys are going to do it. So you start believing in yourself. You've got 20 days to turn pressure into power. Let them play safe. You go for the kill, of course, you need to go. Some bonus tips that I have for you. Please make sure that you make a 20-day mini calendar. I am more of an organizer person. I feel calendars, schedules get discipline. At this point of time, discipline is going to be very, very important. It will help you rein your energy. Music playlist. Have a nice playlist. So I've heard recently that 8D music is very effective. It helps clear all the brain fogging and everybody's gotten into it. Try. I'm a big music fan. I like it. I like any music for that matter. But 8D music is something that you can do. Eat light, hydrate right. Please make sure you're eating okay. It should not be that you've eaten so much and you feel like a dump and that you can't study anymore. There has to be an app detox at this point of time. Like I said, just archive them. We'll come back to it. We'll have so much time to be able to chat and figure out. No doom scrolling. Otherwise, your life will get into that span altogether. And this was me trying to uplift you, get your act together, and help you chase your dream by qualifying the MHCT. I'm sure you guys are already, you're in the right headspace, but sometimes a push can just be a launch pad. And with that, I come to an end to today's session. If you like it, you know what you have to do. You simply have to click the like button. In case there is anything that you wish I need to make a specific video for, please make sure you do write in the comment. Also, do let me know how this video has helped you, if in case it has. And please do share it with your like-minded friends, because I know for a fact that there are other people who are struggling, who are in this phase of self-doubt. And I do know the stakes are very high because MHCT is the examination, and with all things that have all blunders that might have happened, this is going to be our last chances how we take it to prove. So I get all of those those very anxiety ridden feelings that we have, but this was my attempt to be able to ward off all of those and get you in the track for just those last 20 days. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to see you guys next time, but do share it with other people, whoever needs this. And if in case you feel lost while the practice is happening, go back to this video, see again. I'm sure it's going to help you channelize your energies and boost your confidence. Thank you so much. All the very best. Kill it in the MHCT, guys.